Hey, welcome to the latest RAMMBOCK Dev Log. I am Hybrid Mink, aka Nick, and once again, I'm going to give you an update on the progress of my game, RAMMBOCK, a shmup, aka Shoot 'em Up. I've been working on it for over a year now, but specifically over 15 years if you count all the concept art. Anyways, let's get into what I'm working on because it's a lot. This button. Here's the title screen. Let's just jump right in. You can see lots of stuff on the menus. I worked on the menus a lot this past month. We're going to jump into training mode. What do you think the training mode menu looks like? Ooh. It's not really a menu. It's actually gameplay. And then we have Cal introducing you. Hello. And then here we go. You just jump right in. From the beginning, you only have these 4 unlocked. There's going to be an advanced tab. If you have a keen eye, you can read, because every single one of them is already in there. Just, not loaded up. And I also use training mode. One of the reasons why I wanted to do training mode was so that I could have easy access to the boss fights. Because I've added so much logic to, loading the boss and how the story works and cutscenes and all that. And I'm like, I just want to test out the boss sometimes, because the Scrapper still gives me problems. He's almost done, I hope. So yeah, I can easily just jump in to the Scrapper right here. And this might be a training challenge, but for me it was kind of like a good way of just testing things out. And yeah, boom, right into the boss fight. Little timer at the top. I'm going to have to move that. It's right over the boss bar. But yeah, I can just do this from here. And I also modified the pause menu to work in training mode. So now if I quit challenge, it just goes back to here. I'm going to show you 1 or 2 little training challenges that I did. So you laser 1, destroy the targets with the laser. And pretty basic. The laser is probably the least useful attack in the game, but it is useful. Look at that, you did it. A little slam there. And a new challenge available. So when you get challenges unlocked, this little thing pops up, which I'll talk about more because that is something specific to the mission board. So when you beat the laser challenge, you unlock laser 2, and you see a little star next to the name. This one's a little harder. But, I mean, I might tweak these. They're a little easy. I might make them a little harder. But for now, it's easy to just, test training mode stuff by having them very simple. These are little target enemies I came up with specifically for training mode. Oh, I missed one. You failed. See, I demonstrated what happens when you fail. Look at that. I am recovering from a cold, by the way. As always. So then we'll teach you how to use the RAM. I let the player use the laser so you can tell, oh, this ain't doing nothing. But I wasted so much time, I'm probably not going to get it. Can I get it in time? I might be in time! Nope, I failed. And then I'll show you the last challenge, which I will actually try and beat. Oh, I have to unlock it. I have to unlock it. Alright, I'll do this one again. This one shows that you can't, launch bigger enemies. So right now I have 4 training challenges done. And yeah, that's 2. New challenges available. And some challenges directly unlock other challenges, whereas others add a point to a challenge array, whatever. Just a number goes up. And at some point, you'll unlock other things like the burst cancel, attack cancel, and then general target practice. But right now, I only have 4 challenges. I'm not going to show you the other 4th one that I've done. It's not really that important. Yeah, and as always, you can do LNR to go through these little tabbies. So I'm going to exit training. And I mentioned the database before. Let's go to the database. Just finished this Art of Cal yesterday. So here's the database. All your missions are right here. The ones that are not blue, the purple ones and the gold ones, those are ones I actually have in place. The blue ones are there. It's just like a reminder for me that, hey, these don't do anything yet. And as you complete challenges, they will unlock an image in the background. And they will give you little hints as to how it works. Maybe I'll pop it, when I do some gameplay, but it's kind of a lot of work. Just trust me how it works. And then we have mods. So that's why Cal is on this page, because she's the mechanic. We have a bunch of mods. This was the way I came up with for balancing all the hyper moves, or the charge moves, where you hold a button, and you can do things like the ram boom. The straight shooter shoots things straight up. The hyper beam, that's the laser. You can disable the laser. It doesn't cost you anything. By the way, cost. It's all equipped there. So, if you want the Ram Boom Plus, you can't do it because you don't have the Ram Boom equipped. You do that, boom, boom. There you go. Now you can equip both of them. And if you want to reset, you hit square, Resets everything. I think I'm going to demonstrate a new move, which is the Drill Rush. Finally, a hyper move for the Rush. That is the last move. There should be no more moves. I have made like 9 attacks for this shmup, which is, I think, unprecedented. I could be wrong. And then we'll do... Oh, there is no Drill Rush... There is no Drill Rush Plus because it's already overpowered. You're invincible when you're using it. So I will have to do a good job getting up to hyper mode, or I'll just debug it. I do want to show you the drill move. And then little things on here, like extra lives. You can do that. If you really want all these lives, you got to take up all your mod slots because there's only 12. And you have to unlock them one at a time. You have 1 mod slot when you beat the first boss, and then you get more doing other things, which I won't go into right now. And then this little thing right here, which, I don't know, there's a few things I have ideas for, but we already like run out of space here. I was thinking about doing unique icons for every single mod, you know, like all the modern indie games do. But I kind of like just having the text here and the description. It's just faster, more convenient. And then down the road, there's going to be a gallery, an image gallery with lore. There's going to be bestiary showing off all the enemies. And then jukebox, maybe. I'm on the fence. There might be a jukebox, but that's going to have all the music, obviously. Okay, let's go back. Main menu. I think I have Steam loaded up this time so I can show the leaderboards and how they work. Yeah, okay, so there's me. And there's going to be score attack, story, normal, hard, and then there's going to be one for each chapter. So, yeah, that's kind of what it is. And then if you look in the top right, you can see Friends Top 10. I think I might have showed this up before, but hey, now it's populated. I need to get this build of the game out to more people so we could populate this list and get the leaderboards full. Alright. So those are the main menus you got. Oh, I think I showed options last time. But we got to show Lucy. If we're going to show Briar and Cal, we got to show Lucy. So we still got this. I haven't really touched this, but yeah, this is all working pretty well for the most part. Okay. So story. I worked on story progression. Now there is actually a difference between story and score attack. The game saves your checkpoint from whatever your last stage was. Also, your mods. I was trying to separate whether or not I wanted mods on story and score attack to be different, but I thought that was confusing. So what I did was I made it so that every chapter, and I'm not going to go through a whole chapter to show you this, I'll just tell you. At the end of every chapter, you go to the results screen, and then brings you to the database, shows you what you unlocked, and that's where you can equip your mods. You go from there. In score attack mode, you equip your mods, and you can see a little message at the bottom here. Mods cannot be changed between chapters. So when you play score attack, you pick your mods, and that's it. So if you unlock something, you won't know because it doesn't go to the database. But I also have like a little effect that plays on the database when you have an unlock, so it'll like show you. Again, these are all little things that like I could show you, but then this video is going to take forever. So I think we're going to just go into score attack. We'll do chapter 1. I'm probably going to remove the boss only thing here now that you can just do it in the database, but we'll see. For now, I'll leave it, and we'll leave it off. And then hard mode does nothing right now, but it will eventually. Yeah, chapter 1 and 2 are still here. And then you could choose to turn your mods on and off from here, or go into the mods menu directly from here. That's why it's yellow. The button's yellow. Color-coded. Alright, let's see if I can get to R rank and show you the drill rush as fast as possible. Got to see. Oh, I put a little speedometer needle that was not there before. As you see, you can get in close because you're protected after a safe shot. I'm almost at A. I forget if I've shown off these enemy patterns. I think one of the enemies did not spawn. I don't think I have the vulnerability on. Oh, here we go. So here's the drill rush. You just do this and just like do damage. And release it. I am noticing that you can basically just hold it forever as your rank drops, which was originally the plan. But that's actually kind of broken because you're invulnerable when you're doing this. And then when you release, you get a dash. So yeah, that's the last move. Also, you still have these hyper bullets. Even if you don't have the laser equipped, you can see I'm holding the button. You don't get the hyper laser anymore. Now you got to equip the mod for it. And every story chapter, you unlock a different mod. So the ram boom you get at the end of chapter 1, which is a big explosion from the ram. Man, I'm gonna cough again. Enjoy that. And we're back to the main page. I think that's all the visual stuff that I wanted to show off. I think I'm gonna show. Oh no, that's not true. I'm gonna jump back into code for a little bit and show you what's going on in the back here. So we have a bunch of managers, okay? So we have we have a training manager. So in the training manager, we see I can zoom in a minute. I don't know if you could read this. You probably can though. Laser 1, it just sets the scene, sets the description. We get a timer, difficulty, status, prompted. The prompted status tells you, like, boop, the little thing pops up, tells you it's been prompted. The unlock is separate from that. Okay. Then we have TP, which is training points. Certain ones of 0, those are the ones that unlock specific things. And then if it has TP of 1, you accumulate TP in order to unlock more advanced challenges. So yeah, this is the training manager that handles all the training mode stuff, and all these details are like being pulled from for all my UI stuff, as well as logic. And then at the bottom, excuse me, we have all the stuff that it unlocks, and the save and load. I did a lot of save and load stuff. For the longest time, I was really only saving the high score, and I think like nothing else. So now, pretty much everything in the game saves as it should. I might condense it, I might recode it a little bit, but it all works. I wanted to have the foundation done as soon as possible, and that was a big part of what I did this month. So yeah, in order to save, you load a config file, you write to the config file, and then you save the game, then you write back to the config file. So it's like you take it, you scribble on it, and you give it back. That's how it works. So that's the training manager, and then we have the mod. Oh, is it not called mods manager? It's called mod man. I would just type mod man because I'm the mod man. And here we have that. RAMMBOK equip, or I'm sorry, Ramboom equip, Ramboom plus, straight shooter. All these things have a status of equipped, unequipped, or locked. So you have to unlock mods. As you saw with the mission board, a lot of those unlock mods. We did not perform a mission, so you did not see the little pop crack sound. And well, you'll see it eventually. It'll be in a future video. Yeah, so this is the mod manager. Like I said, it's just a big dictionary. Everything pulls from it. And then we save load right there. What's the other one? Missions. The missions manager, which I think might actually be much longer. I think this was the first manager I worked on. So we have hint revealed chapter, hint revealed database. So like a hint can be revealed. You might have seen the little, let me show you. You might have seen off to the side here. Missions right here. So these will pop as you acquire them in game. The only problem is, and I don't have a solution for this right now, the mission board is not one-to-one with the order of these things unlocking. So it's a little wonky when you go from here and then you go to the database. There's a lot of nested menus. Okay. Yeah. So we got this, and then all of these correspond with the same missions using a mission lock. All these guys were placed one at a time. See? Oh, wait, you can't see that. Yeah, I'll just grab this one. Whoop. The image behind it is hidden until everything else loads, because I don't want people cheating. So yeah, that's the mission database, and then I use a mission board script in order to just keep track of everything. Every stage, I'm planning on having 9 missions, and then when you beat the 9 missions, you get a 10th mission, which is you beat all the missions. So that's 50 for 5 stages, and I'm thinking, give or take, 58 missions. So if each one of those is an achievement, I feel like that's a lot of things to do. I think there's a lot of value to the game, but I'm not going to tell you what they are. There's some secrets. Some of them are obvious, like destroy all the gold enemies, destroy the boss. I'm not going to tell you anymore. That's all you get. So yeah, those are the major scripts that I worked on. I showed you the drill rush. I did some adjustments to the ship in order to make everything work. All those charge moves, getting them to work with the mods, I have to make some adjustments, but I'm not bad at programming now, so it didn't take me that long. I'm pretty bad at programming. Charge moves done. More work on the shield unit. Yeah, I mean, evidence of me not being good at programming is the shield unit in level 2. I kept having issues with this guy. He kept poochieing off the screen like my planet needs me. Like he doesn't do that anymore, but he's still a little wonky. So I'm not going to go into the details, but let's just say I fixed like 3 major issues with this guy right here. So I guess look forward to that. I don't know. You might also notice a bit of a glow on everything. I threw a bit of a glow on everything, so it kind of like is more immersive. I don't know. It's like everything seemed a little off without the glow. I might take it off. I might put it in the options menu to turn it off because I have a good computer. Potato computers might have trouble with it. I don't know. But the reason why I did that is because level 3, which is what I'm working on right now, needs glow. It's a cyberpunk city that I've just been working on this today. Did a decent amount, putting all the core enemies in place, and then I'm going to put the enemies that will react to those enemies, and then you put the popcorn in later. And then we work on the boss fight, which is in an amusement park right here. So yeah, here's level 3. And today I did a decent amount of work on one of the new enemies. There's like 4, give or take 4 new enemies in level 3. One is the stealth unit. I don't remember where I left the checkpoint at. We'll find out. Oh, here. Okay. So if you look over here, he just kind of emerges from the water, and then he shoots, and he moves in a very sporadic manner. I don't know how I feel about that right now. Maybe if I add a little effect to him, it's fine. But right now, he has no real animation. He just moves. And he's kind of like hard to target. And he's a little annoying. That's kind of what I wanted it to be. Just like a very different jet than the white jet you might be familiar with. And then I've been working on this other guy. Not that guy. The fighter captain. He'll always be surrounded by other ships, and when you destroy him, he releases an explosion that destroys everything in his vicinity. Kind of like Star Fox. Then we got the tanks. There's going to be more tanks in this level. You got to take advantage of these roads that are all like destroyed. Then we have the Mega Tank, which you can't see the top of the Mega Tank because I haven't made him yet. This is just a placeholder, so you're going to have to wait to see his top. But don't worry, he's got one. He's not just going to see her naked. It's fine. This guy needs a ton of work. I looked at it and I'm like, I don't like him. I don't like how he works. But I have the basic idea of how he's going to work. So I'll talk about him when I've, done those changes that I've mentioned. And I think there's like one other enemy that's brand new to this level. Oh, there's rain, by the way. Got some rain. It's a rainy city. And the Death Ball. The Death Ball is one of the first enemies I ever worked on. And I had some issues with it. I might as well just take a second to throw it on here real quick. Because this one scene is kind of how I tested the hitboxes for the RAM to make sure everything was balanced, especially the rush attack, because you need to have consistency if you're going to have a scoring system. And I call it Death Bowling. If I could find... Where'd you go? I was over there. Just put it right up here. And then we'll start at the start of the stage. I also created a level template, which I'm now noticing because I never renamed level 3. It says level template. So for the longest time, like level 2, I'm going to make a template. And I didn't do it because I kept making changes. But now I feel like things are consistent enough that I could just have a level template. And it made level 3 like a lot faster than usual to get started. All right. Now, where was the thing that I need to turn off? I need to turn off custom start point. And then we go. I feel like I've been busy this month. I feel like I got a lot done here. So yeah, there's some mist here, by the way. The Death Ball is like a cue ball. It knocks enemies into other enemies, and then it just keeps on trucking. But it was acting up, and it was doing very inconsistent points. Like, it's still kind of inconsistent. Like that right there, I got 6,300. But like, sometimes I'll get like 3 times as many as that. So I gotta make sure, like right there, I just got like 53,000. I don't know. So This thing bounces left and right. I like watching it bounce around. Originally, I wanted it to, and I might still do this. I wanted it to bounce off the edges like a pool cue ball, whatever. And I do plan on doing that still, but right now I have to like code it differently. It doesn't quite work right that way. But yeah, this is an enemy that I worked on like week 1 of working on RAMMBOK, and it doesn't show up anywhere in level 1 or level 2. I kept pushing it. I'm like, no, not yet, because I wanted to keep things unique, and now I might still push him to level 4. But for now, he's in level 3 at least once. He's going to be in like a bonus formation. I think that's it. I think I've covered most of the stuff I worked on. There's a few little things here and there, the way I deal with like critical hits on enemies, little things that I've tweaked, but that's the majority of what I worked on this past month. Going forward, obviously working on level 3, got the new enemies got to work on. But like a lot of the back end menu stuff is good. Obviously, I got to do more of the training missions. I only did the 4 so far. But I think I'm going to focus on level 3 and the enemies that show up in level 3 for now. And level 3 is probably the most important chapter in my opinion, at least in terms of story and like character development stuff. I've always thought of it as like the big one. So, gotta make it good. Thanks for watching this whole video. If you did, I appreciate that. Give it a like, give me a follow, and I don't know, let me know what you think in the comments. You can support me on Patreon, patreon.com/hybridmink. You can watch me on Twitch almost every night, twitch.tv/hybridmink. And that's about it. All right. See you later.